The camera pans across a desolate landscape. Cracked earth stretches towards a horizon choked with smoke. Cities, once teeming with life, now stand as skeletal monuments to a lost civilization. The remnants of a hurricane churn across a flooded coastline. This is Earth in its death throes, a planet ravaged by its own inhabitants, a testament to the insatiable hunger of progress. The year is 2071. The warnings of scientists, once dismissed as alarmist, have become our daily reality. The polar ice caps have melted, swallowing entire coastlines. Deserts have consumed fertile lands, displacing millions. Wars, fought over dwindling resources, have scarred the planet further. This is the legacy we leave behind. Yet, even as the planet crumbled, a select few looked not to healing but to escape. The wealthiest among us, the titans of technology and industry, poured their fortunes into a single-minded pursuit, a one-way ticket to Mars. They promised a new Eden, a fresh start for humanity. But the question lingered, for whom was this salvation intended? Silicon Valley, once a beacon of innovation, now resembled a launch pad for an interstellar exodus. The names that had dominated headlines, Bezos, Musk, Gates, now commanded fleets of spacecraft. Their promises were seductive, a chance to transcend Earth's limitations, to build a utopia among the stars. But the price of this utopia was steep, payable only in the currency of unimaginable wealth. Fortunes were spent, not on reversing the damage inflicted upon Earth, but on securing passage aboard gleaming spaceships. These vessels, sleek and sterile, became symbols of a stark truth. Humanity's salvation was a commodity, reserved for the highest bidder. The rest, the billions who had toiled and suffered on the dying planet, were deemed expendable. The ethical implications were staggering. Was it morally justifiable to abandon ship, leaving billions to face the consequences of a crisis they did not create? Were we, as a species, truly capable of such callous indifference? The answer, it seemed, was a resounding yes. The first images flickered across the screens, grainy and surreal. Mars, bathed in the pale light of a distant sun, filled the frame. It was a landscape of stark beauty, a canvas of crimson dust and ancient craters. Yet beneath the awe-inspiring vistas, a chilling reality took hold. This was not a new Earth, teeming with life. This was a barren wasteland, unforgiving and alien. The pioneers, accustomed to Earth's gentle embrace, now faced the brutal reality of Martian existence. Thin air, starved of oxygen, temperatures that swung from scorching to freezing. A constant barrage of radiation from the unforgiving sun. The challenges were immense, requiring technological marvels and unwavering human resilience. But even as they erected their sterile habitats, a sense of unease permeated the air. Was this desolate world truly a sanctuary or a gilded cage? Had they, in their haste to escape Earth's demise, condemned themselves to an even lonelier fate? The silence of the Martian plains seemed to whisper a chilling answer. Back on Earth, the Exodus had triggered a descent into chaos. Those left behind faced a world spiraling into anarchy. Food and water became scarce commodities, fought over with desperate ferocity. Governments, already weakened by years of environmental and social unrest, crumbled entirely. The rule of law gave way to the primal instinct for survival. Families were torn apart, separated by the harsh realities of a dying world. The elderly and the infirm were left to fend for themselves, their pleas for help swallowed by the deafening silence of a planet on the brink. Children, their eyes wide with fear and confusion, became refugees in their own homeland. This was the true cost of the Martian dream, the abandonment of billions to an agonizing fate. The moral implications were inescapable. Had our technological prowess outstripped our capacity for compassion? Had our pursuit of progress blinded us to our fundamental obligations to one another? The final launch was a spectacle of both technological marvel and profound sadness. The last of the escape vessels, laden with the fortunate few, ascended through the tattered remnants of Earth's atmosphere. Below, billions watched, their faces etched with a mixture of envy, resentment, and despair. As the rockets vanished into the black abyss of space, a profound silence descended upon the planet. The cacophony of a dying world, the howling winds, the crashing waves, the cries of the desperate, seemed to fade into a haunting quietude. It was as if Earth itself were drawing a final, labored breath. The abandoned cities stood as silent sentinels, monuments to a species that had prioritized its own survival over the well-being of its planet. The once vibrant ecosystems, now ravaged and depleted, served as stark reminders of the interconnectedness of all living things. This was the legacy of humanity, a planet laid bare, a species fractured. A legacy etched in dust. On Mars, the pioneers toiled tirelessly, their every action a testament to human ingenuity. They erected habitats, cultivated crops within sealed domes, and dreamt of terraforming the red planet into a new Eden. They were driven by a primal need to survive, to rebuild, to atone for the sins of their past. But the specter of Earth, a fading blue marble in the Martian sky, haunted their every move. Could they truly escape the sins of their past? Could they create a just and equitable society on this new world? Or would they simply replicate the same patterns of greed and inequality that had led to Earth's demise? The weight of responsibility was immense. The fate of humanity, now a scattered and fragmented species, rested on their shoulders. They were pioneers, yes, but they were also refugees, forever marked by the scars of their exodus. Their every decision, every action, would shape the future of their species. The ghost of a blue marble. Generations passed. Children were born on Mars, their skin pale from the filtered sunlight, their lungs adapted to the thin air. They learned of Earth not from first-hand experience but from grainy images and fragmented stories. To them, it was a mythical place, a cautionary tale whispered by their elders. Yet, even in this new world, the shadow of Earth lingered. The vastness of space could not erase the memory of a lost paradise. The red dust of Mars could not smother the yearning for a home they had never known. The ghost of a blue marble haunted their dreams. The question was, could they learn from the mistakes of the past? Could they create a society that valued sustainability over exploitation, compassion over indifference, and cooperation over competition? Or were they destined to repeat the same tragic cycle, leaving behind another desolate planet in their wake? A future haunted by echoes. The Martian settlements thrived, becoming bustling hubs of technological innovation and cultural expression. The descendants of the original pioneers carved out a new existence for themselves, adapting to the challenges of their adopted home. They looked to the stars, dreaming of reaching even further into the cosmos. But the echoes of Earth's demise continued to resonate. The scars of the past, both physical and emotional, ran deep. The knowledge that billions had been left behind to face an agonizing fate weighed heavily on their collective conscience. The escape to Mars had not provided a clean slate. It had merely shifted the stage for the ongoing drama of human existence. The fundamental questions remained: could they transcend their inherent flaws? Could they break free from the cycle of destruction that had haunted their species for millennia? Mars Genesis, or graveyard. The camera pans across the Martian landscape, now dotted with cities enclosed within shimmering domes. Life persists, tenacious and adaptable. But the question remains, is this a new beginning for humanity or the final chapter in a long and tumultuous saga? The answer, as always, lies in the choices we make. Will we learn from the mistakes of the past, or are we doomed to repeat them on a cosmic scale? Will we use our technological prowess to create a just and sustainable future, or will we succumb to the same greed and short-sightedness that led to our downfall on Earth? The fate of humanity hangs in the balance. The red planet, once a symbol of hope and ambition, now stands as a stark reminder of our capacity for both greatness and self-destruction. The choice, as always, is ours. Will Mars be our genesis, or will it become our graveyard?